I think it's super cool to be able to have him come by the office, and before he heads out to his for his treatments, I think it's cool to be able to I had to give him a little something, and I'm glad he was able to stop by the office to be able to make that happen before he goes out.
Yeah, it was really cool to see him.
So we are, let's see here. Let's see if this is good. I think you're good there, right? It's clear?
Yeah, you're
all right. Cool. I was kind of concerned about the Wi-Fi, but I think it's good. Brandon, what's going on, man?
Behind you.
What's that?
It's so pretty behind you, like the background.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. It's a beautiful place, man. Brandon, man, thank you so much for the support. I mean, there's no doubt that I was going to feel that love from putting out, our posts, which is what we're going to talk about later. It's actually why I signed on. We did a pre-recorded, and but I had to make an appearance live before we went on the recorded show, because I knew we were going to be on vacation. It might be a little sketchy, but man, was I overwhelmed when I got out of the plane, and I saw your name as one of them, Brandon. We just got here, so like we haven't unpacked yet. You can check, like, all of our stuff is still out, so we haven't unpacked yet. But I did want to sign up. I did want to sign on just to be able to, to thank everybody for their support today. What a wonderful, wonderful thing. So Brandon, thanks for tuning in, brother. Let's see, where is Trini today? Is that Joe's condo? Yeah. I want to go down to Joe's condo, man. I want to go over there and the Keys. No, today we're back. We came back to Guanacaste, Costa Rica. So we're back. Got to bring my sons, my daughter, my wife, and so I'm happy, man.
It's like a little
great
reunion.
Yeah, it's really cool. That was the intention. One of my sons and daughter-in-law and a couple grandsons, they couldn't make it, so that was a last-minute thing that didn't work out. But we got here safely, and it's going to be a fun time, man. And Joe, I think Joe's at a ball game today, so I think he might pop on later on, or he might end up. I don't know, Deanna, if he comes on and he texts, or you text him, you might ask him if, hey, man, do you want to sign off? Or if he's cool, then we can just end with the recorded deal. But we'll go from there. And then Tom, what's going on, brother? Happy you guys are joining us. So we are coming from, hey, Thomas, what's going on? Tommy Eldridge, what's going on, bud? Hey, you know what happened earlier? I saw a message on the message board, and it was you, Tommy. It was a message from you, and you had said, man, hey, great job on the podcast. Thank you for bringing us all together. And so I responded to it, and then Joe was like, hey, man, out of curiosity, who are you responding to on that thread? So I went and I looked back, and it was a message from 2020 that Tom had posted. And so I was answering a message from 2020.
A little late, but better late than never.
It still holds true what I said.
That's
but
true.
Joe
on your shirt from Tommy the other day at the golf committee meeting. Remember that?
What's that?
I don't know if Eddie was saying it or not, or who was saying it, but
you got
that Connecticut shirt.
Yeah, Tommy, we had a Shields for Kids golf committee meeting, and I was wearing y'all's shirt, the one you gave me from the team, and he complimented me, man. He loved it. So Eddie's on the main player when it comes to our golf committee, as far as going out and doing the ask and finding those people to come and help support. So he was the one that took notice of it. So you did send me an extra one, and I might just have to give it up for him, but it doesn't have my name on it, but he loved it, man. So thank you for that. Thank you guys so much for the support. I'm really floating right now. Such a great thing. I'll show you real quick. I know I got a message real quick about what it looks like. So I don't know. Deanna, tell me if it gets spotty.
Yeah.
Or not. Y'all want to turn those lights on?
In the way. You got a finger in the way of the camera. There you go.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. So we just got here. We just unloaded. So everybody's here getting unpacked. And then it's pretty neat. Ooh, it just started to rain when we were here. Hook me up, Deanna. Let me know.
Yeah, our timer just ran out, but I think you might be getting a
Very good.
little
It's
bit.
blurry, but just started raining and that little pool air. But
There we go. You're like a little choppy.
yeah, it's pretty neat. I got you. Yeah. So yeah, it's really neat. I'm gonna do a little traveling with Trini episode from this place. We've been here on a couple of occasions. I think I did a show from here one time from the pool, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably did.
Yeah. So cool. Well, then I'll tell you what. I know we're about to. Let's see.
Whenever you're ready to talk about what you're going to talk about, I can.
Oh yeah.
And then we'll be good to go.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you. We can do it right now. So, if you guys don't know, this was a pre-recorded podcast. Not right now, but in a second. It was pre-recorded because I wanted to make sure I didn't take a chance on the internet being bad. Come on. So anyway, I wanted to get on because, last year at the Keepers of the Peace National Softball Championships, we started an effort with a GoFundMe for Miami 5-0's player, Etchy, Caesar. And, we talked about it earlier. Most of y'all know that he, his life ended early, paying that ultimate price with being out on the streets and defending who we are as a community, from those that want to do bad. And so along with, contacting, when I reached out to Tommy and to Robbie of Saving a Hero's Place, they do wonderful work with a nonprofit that they started, and they're honoring these officers that have fallen in the line of duty. And what they do is they build these chairs, these honor chairs. And for those that don't know, you have a roll call at a unit that you work. For instance, I retired in the robbery unit. And so in that robbery unit, if I had fallen in the line of duty, there's a certain place we like to sit in a roll call room. And so Saving a Hero's Place, what they do is they end up building these personalized honor chairs. And it can have your favorite saying, they can have badges, they can have coins. And what it is, and Deanna, I don't know if we have a picture of one of these chairs, but if you go to Saving a Hero's Place, you'll see it. And there's a blue and black rope, like a tassel kind of thing that's so nobody sits in that chair. And it saves that hero's place in that roll call room. And it's something that's super special. So we started our effort last year. We wanted it to be from our community or those involved with our community. And this last I think it was a podcast I had mentioned that, we were just about $700 short. And so, got with Dan Potter from Code 3 Softball and said, hey, man, you host these raffles and would you mind helping us out? We really need some help with being able to get to this final, this finish line. And he said, absolutely. So I knew Dan would be the right one to be able to host the raffle. And then I reached out to Carlos and Ryan Vega from Elite Sports USA. You got to go check them out. They have their page on Facebook. And they are the ones that provide the bats and the balls and ultimately, a ton of support for our tournament that takes place in Waxahachie, Texas. Deanna, I think you have that one. It's our Keepers of the Peace National Softball Championships. Well, they stepped up and they always create a customized bat for our tournament along with customized jerseys. And, I told them what we were doing, and I told them I'd like to be able to give a bat away from our upcoming tournament. And they're very unique bats, very limited. And they absolutely stepped up, said no problem. And they just came out with a unique turf softball shoe from Elite. And there you go. You see them on the right. That was last year's bat that we had. And so they're super unique bats, along with the shoes. So I'm excited to try these shoes, and I know everybody on the circuit is like interested in like, hey, what's going on with these shoes, man? It's a new, they look comfortable as hell. So I said, well, it'd be cool if we could, give away one of these new shoes. So they jumped on board, and that's what we're doing. So Dan posted it this morning about us having, let's see, how many was it? It was, did 35 spots at $20 a ticket. Got on the plane to come out here, and when we landed, got my service back, was trying to answer a few text messages, and then I looked on the Deanna's telling me that there'll be photos and videos later on in the podcast, but I looked at it and it was sold out. And oh, what a wonderful feeling, man. It feels so great to be able to have the support. And I know these names, man. My brother, Moses. I mean, these are guys that don't play in the circuit, and they still help. And then you see the guys like Brandon West, man, John Gills, Tommy, of course, Elk Scurv. I love to pronounce that. And what's weird is that when they use their nicknames all the time, I don't know what else to call them when I see them in person. So all these different names that everybody uses at the, on Facebook or through their social media, that's how I know them. So I just wanted to say, man, that I'm so proud. I'm so proud, and I think I speak for anyone that's ever had a badge on and has ever gone through those critical situations that are scary. Tonight is such a great night for me and for all of us in law enforcement who look to each other, of course, because we're there for each other all the time. But to see people step up that they don't need softball shoes, and they have a bat, they get a bat, it'll be something special for them due to the cause. But I just think it's so neat to see people step up and support like this. So I just wanted to say, on behalf of Saving a Hero's Place, Tommy and Robbie, Ryan and Carlos, Vega from Elite Sports, Dan Potter for hosting this raffle. I just want to tell you how much it means to me. I didn't plan on coming on here before this show started, but I had to let you guys know. Thank you so much. All those nights of, like I've said before, jumping fences, high-speed pursuits, things of that sort. These are those nights that, even though I'm retired, they are extremely impactful to me. And I'm going to go to dinner tonight and be with my family. And this is going to help me to be just kind of floating on air, man. So thank you guys so much. Eddie just signed on. Trini always has the views behind him. I see you big time. I appreciate that, Eddie. Thank you so much, man. You guys made me proud. I feel very special. Thank you for what you did for me. Of course, what you did, when it comes to Etchy, Miami 5-0. One special thing I want you to know. Saving a Hero's Place recently came up with the ability to be able to build these chairs on site. And that's what our intention is. In November, we're going to be heading down there, and they're going to be driving that trailer from Saving a Hero's Place to Florida. And we're going to give the family, friends, co-workers, and myself an opportunity to be able to take part in the actual, whether it's cutting, staining, painting of that chair. We're going to actually be able to take part in that. And that's such a special thing. So big shout out to everybody involved in this. I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you guys who come out and support our tournament and donated there at the tournament. And ultimately we achieved our goal. So on that note, thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's podcast. Joe should be joining us here in just a little bit. Hopefully he can. His son's at a baseball practice and he's helping them out. Thankfully, it's not golf practice because he wouldn't be able to help them at all. But in softball, baseball, he can help. So I think he's going to be joining us here in just a little bit. So yeah, we can. If y'all, for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, lack of ability to play golf. Can you show it one more time? Just for those that missed it. Yeah, if you go golf with Joe, it's going to be just a fun time. That's it. Don't worry about your score. So, hey, thank you guys for joining again. Let's get going with the podcast. Partner in crime, Joe, joining me again. We got another special guest. Don't forget, man, I got your 6. Give me. All right, there we go. Okay, so, hey, I don't know if you noticed or not, but I did a wardrobe change.
Yeah, well, I stand up so I can see what that says. Oh, that's your tournament shirt. I got you.
Can you see the lats?
I can see the lats too. They're getting huge, man. You better slow down in the gym, man.
It's just a really tight shirt, and right now I'm gonna relax because I'm off camera, so my belly's out to here right now. You just can't see it, but now, man, hey, I'm excited. It's episode 53. We are pre-recorded. Today is actually June the 2nd, but this is going to be airing on Monday. What is it? 3rd, 4th, 5th? Is that what it would be? Yeah. Is today Friday?
Yeah, it's going to be the 5th. Yep, Monday the 5th. Today is Friday, cool. Trini. I know it's hard to keep track of days when you're doing nothing but traveling, but today is Friday.
I do. Yeah, I think it's part traveling and part being retired, because my days, it's cool to not have to worry about like Saturday or Sunday if you want to go to a movie or something. In fact, everything's empty during the day. So when you're retired, it's a wonderful thing. That's when you go to the mall. It's when you get a haircut. It's awesome to be able to get up and go when you need to.
They still have malls somewhere, man. What's going on here?
Yeah, it's getting scary out there at those malls, man. Jeez. But hey, man, episode 53, Police Softball Podcast. I'm Trinidad. It's my partner, Joe Monahan. And we're going to get straight into this. We've got a guest that we're happy to have joining us today. Joe, I'm going to let you do the intro to what our guest is, and ultimately what we're here to talk about.
Well, what our guest is a longtime player, coach in the police circuit for teams out of Ohio, Kentucky. He's been named Manager of the Year 2014. I believe that was Ohio 5-0 back in the day. He's played with Kentucky Blue, Ohio Lawman, and currently running and playing for Kentucky Blue, Justin Camper.
All right.
He welcome, Justin. You could probably Justin's also taken over the reins of the NPSC, which is a long-running Ohio tournament. Started in Dayton, moved down to Cincinnati, and now Justin is moving it to Columbus. This is his 51st year. Super excited that he's taking the reins on that, and I think he's going to get that booming again. And Justin, if you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and maybe your history in the circuit, police work, and military and stuff like that, that'd be great.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. You guys do a great job here.
Thank you, man.
Let's see, 10 years, police department. Retired as a detective, got hurt in the line of duty, unfortunately. Regarding police softball, I've been on the circuit since about 2009, 2010, where my first tournament attending was actually the one in Dayton at the old Kettering Fields, where they had 60, 70 teams show up. It was pretty sweet. That's what got me hooked on it. And ultimately, this is the tournament that we are trying to build back up, just picking a new venue.
So this tournament, like I spoke of, this is the 51st year, correct? This will
Correct,
be the 51st year. So obviously, that's probably, I would say, the longest, if not the longest, current tournament, I guess that you'd say. Tenure of a tournament that's currently going on. There's some others that have been around for a long time. There's one in Maryland, I know, that's been around for years, and a few other places. But 51 years is a long time. And like I said, I think down in Cincinnati, it kind of wore its welcome down there. But I'm glad that you grabbed the reins. And I think moving it up to Columbus, and we're going to talk about it here in a minute, but the complex is awesome. Just the little town is really nice, and just being in the outskirts of Columbus, I love Columbus. I got family there and stuff like that, so I'm excited about it. And
hey, Joe, let me ask you this real quick. So we got to the basics, right? So the name of the tournament is
National Police Softball Championship, NPSC.
And so this has been going on for how many years?
51.
That's crazy, man. The stories, man, the memories that have been made at that tournament, that's some serious history. Like that's the kind of stuff that I really want to highlight, because it has such a deep meaning. I mean, all of our tournaments are important. It brings us together. We have that camaraderie, but I'm really interested in that history. Like, it'd be really cool to get some pictures. If anybody out there has any pictures, like, let's see how far back we can go that somebody could bring a picture up from this tournament. I think that'd be so cool to get, man.
And back in the day, before the police circuit hit the internet and all that kind of stuff, and became kind of like this, what it is today, that was like the tournament.
Okay.
That was like the tournament.
So that puts it in
there'd be 90 plus teams showing up to this tournament in Dayton every year.
Gotcha.
And it was like a huge event. And, and it's like I said, I'm glad Camper's taking the reins, and I think he's going to get this thing booming again.
Awesome, man. So we got some basic information we can bring up. All right. So we got the 51st National Police Softball Tournament. Camper, go ahead, man. Take the reins.
Yeah, no problem. So we, to piggyback off what you said, the historical thing about this, I still need to get a hold of some of the old school Dayton Metro guys and some of the Minnesota guys, because I remember, and so do you guys probably, there was a shit ton of history in this tournament. And, you hear all the stories going way back. So I was going to get with them and advertise a lot of that and try to get shirts made pertaining to like champions from each year, dating back as far as we can go. So Dayton has some old school guys that know a lot of this history too. So it'll be cool to talk to them and get all the information. But this venue that we picked in Marysville, Ohio, we're looking for turf fields in this geographical area, and we lucked out with this complex. It's called the Union County Sports Complex. So they have 8 fields total, 4 brand new turf fields. They're about 1.5 years, 2 years old.
Awesome, man.
In this town that is literally, it's about 20-30 minutes from Columbus.
Yeah.
So it's awesome if you're flying in. And the town itself is pretty small. Like, the venue's cool. You go to the fields, and it's like you're in a field of dreams. You have cornfields all around the place, and it's something different, but it's pretty cool. Yeah,
if we can bring that picture back up.
Just looking at it kind of reminds me of, Waxahachie being, except, your tournament, Trini, being on the outskirts of Dallas, this being on the outskirts of Columbus, a smaller town with turf fields, nice complex. I mean, it reminds me a lot of that. Yeah.
And you know what I like? 2 things I like about it. One is you're so secluded that you really get the sense of like that fellowship and that camaraderie is emphasized. Sometimes you go to like Big League Dreams and everybody's separated. You kind of are in different fields. You may not see a team the whole day. Here, it's like everybody's going to see everyone. Everyone's going to hang out, and that just creates a great environment. And that's what we're there to do, visit with each other, hang out. That's the first thing I like. Second thing is I can find the balls after we hit them out. you can get your balls back. You don't have to worry about losing them. Once they're gone at BLD, it's like, that was only one swing and it's gone. At this one, you're going to keep the ball. So
if you keep the ball in the complex, man, you'd be all right there.
Well, I didn't say you have to look for my ball. You'd have to look for the other guys. But I like that, Camper. It's really cool, man. And we did talk about having a turfed fields. So you said they're going to be turfed to win all of them. I know 4 of them are now.
Correct. They're planning, when I spoke to, they have a board of directors that runs this. It's a county-owned park, and they're planning on turfing the other 4 within the next year to 2 years max.
Awesome.
So,
okay. Awesome. Yeah. Awesome, man. That's cool. Let's see what else we got here.
As far as at the complex during the tournament, do you have anything to tell us about, like provided bats or balls or anything like that?
Yeah, so we actually lucked out there. We're having D. Marini bats that are provided. This vendor reached out to me wanting to sell merchandise during the tournament. He got my point of contact from a Midwest Heat player. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but So we're going to let him, sell merchandise there, but he's providing DeMarini bats, 3 different ones, different weights, obviously, for each field. And we also have 2 guys on Kentucky Blue, 2 players that are reps for Louisville Slugger and Pure. I know for a fact that we're going to have Louisville Slugger there as well.
Cool.
Pure, we're still waiting on that. So
that sounds similar to what we're going to be looking at for the Show Me Classic with the DeMarini, Louisville Slugger, and Pure combo. That's awesome. We're going to have those 3 as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing what bats you guys got out there, and maybe we'll be seeing those as well in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Hey, what's that weather like out there around this time of year? Because it's coming up, right? You've got June.
Yeah, we're actually. So I live about 2 hours south of Marysville, but it's mid 80s right now. But it's typically not this hot. So it's
wow.
End of June, you're probably looking 80, low 80s the most.
Great weather. All right, awesome. All right, let's see. We got Joe. You were talking about on the field. What were we going to next?
We can talk about the players' party. Obviously, the day before the tournament,
cool.
You got that set up at a cool venue and Leon's Garage. I don't know if you want to tell us a little bit about that, Camp.
Wow, that looks cool, man.
Yeah, so Hino Rivera, one of our outfielders who's been in the circuit a long time, actually discovered this place. He was playing in a civilian tournament in Columbus, about 20 minutes away, and he drove over to the town and located Leon's Garage. Told me how cool it was, and we went up there. My girlfriend and I went up and checked it out, met the owners. So what they're going to do, and you can relate to this picture here, that top section is like a VIP suite, and to the left bottom portion of this picture, they have like a setup for, it's almost like a concert. It's so big, but they have a country music band coming in called North of Nashville. I've never heard of them, but I'm not a big, music guy like Chris Jones or somebody is, but they're supposed to be really popular, and they're giving us a VIP section up there. So anybody that comes to the players' party, just when you come in, you don't have to pay a fee to get in. Just say you're with the Kentucky Blue Foundation, and they'll direct you straight upstairs. And we have our own security guy and bartenders and all that stuff. So
awesome, man, dude. That is a sweet setup. And if we go back to the players' party picture. Man, that little town there, that looks like Joe, where you took me in when I went up there to the golf tournament. Remember that one little
Newtown.
Dude, that looks like a cool little place like that. Yeah,
it does. Yep,
yeah,
I agree.
I don't see any pineapples there, but it's a cool place, man. I like that, man. What a great find, Camper. Awesome. So we had the players' party. How about host hotels? You got what host hotels do you have?
Yeah, there's 2 that are within 10 minutes of the fields, and actually where the players' party's at. Comfort Suites and Holiday Inn Express. When I went up there, both of them are pretty nice. They're your typical hotels. Nothing too special about it, but they gave us a discount on both of them. So I believe that lasts for another week or so. The discount does if you haven't made reservations yet.
Okay. Yeah. So, and then we have their teams. I see the teams that are on the list. I think we have an info deal. Yeah, man. So let's see. Blue, Missouri Lawmen, Chicago Metro, Midwest Heat, Thin Blue Line, Dayton Metro, Metro Detroit's Finest, Great Lakes, and CPD Forester. Man, that's cool. CPD Forester. Are they a local, or are they in our?
They're comprised pretty much of Columbus police officers.
Oh, okay. All right.
So Jonesy has hunting buddies down as property in Kentucky, and he has connections everywhere. It seems like, but he has connections with Columbus cops, and they got a team together that they're looking forward to it. So it should be a good time to welcome them to the circuit. So
maybe this tournament, maybe this tournament brings another team to the circuit. That'd be awesome, man.
See, that'd be cool, man. And I think, isn't there? And there's probably, I think there was a rumor floating around that there might be some adult beverage of the homegrown type that might be available. I'm not sure. What was it? We had it at the World Series from Jonesy, I think, one year.
The rumors are usually true.
Okay. He's got some specialized stuff that I don't know where it comes from, but it's there. And I always look forward to it. We celebrated one year after the World Series win out on the field, and it was good stuff. So that being said, Man, it looks like a great tournament. Is it always on this date then?
We're trying to keep it. We set it up for the third weekend of June based on other tournaments historically to try to keep a police softball tournament in June for the East Coast. We have the ability to fluctuate from here and there, but typically we're going to try to keep it in June, whether it's the beginning or end. So
good to hear.
I have a quick question for you. So at the complex, is there any options as far as food or drinks go? Is there concession? Is it BYOB? You bring coolers, stuff like that?
Yeah. So the complex has its own vending company that they use in the center of it for every event that they have there. So that's the one thing logistically that we don't control. So they'll have cheeseburgers, hot dogs, all that stuff. There is no gate fee to get in, which is good because it's a county-owned park. So they don't care if you bring drinks in or anything like that. I'm not sure about bringing alcohol in. I'll have to check up on that, but I'm sure
coolers are allowed.
What's that?
Coolers are allowed. You can bring in coolers.
Yes, you can.
Energy drinks or water or stuff like that.
Yeah, we'll have a booth set up too. We'll have some drinks for you guys too.
Nice.
Well, I can tell you that, like for us, our police Olympics, Texas police games are in June. We didn't go this year. It's right on the border, way up north, and it wasn't a good fit for us, for our team this year. But I'd like to know if we, early enough, so that way, if it's something that's, at least a couple of weeks away from ours, I'd like to go up there. Ours is always in June, but I'd really that's why I love about highlighting these tournaments is it gives you a feel for the tournament, and then it allows the decision makers to pitch it to the team. This looks like a great tournament to be able to go to, along with the history. I want to participate in this tournament. I want to be a part of that history. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. Anything you got, Camper?
No, thanks for having me. I mean, we really want to piggyback off, like kind of what you said, the history of this. We didn't want a tournament that's been going on for 51 years to die. And the venue that it was previously at was, that was dying. So we had to pick something new. And it's like we all discussed prior to this, if you could find a complex with turf fields, I mean, everybody's ultimate goal was to get ready for Vegas and go out and win it. So we got lucky. We found a great complex and people that are willing to work with us, and we'll see where it goes. So
I think, to add on to that, I think that, obviously the whole Elite Eight thing that Jeff started with the Elite Eight getting automatic bids to the majors and the World Series and stuff like that. With there being an East Coast Championship opening now, and there is a vacancy right now, and they're going to be looking to fill that next year. I think this tournament here, in my opinion, is the perfect fit. You got a tournament that has the history. You have a director running it in Camper who's got the history in the circuit, not only as a player but as a manager, a successful manager running teams and stuff like that. He put a lot into the circuit, and I think that this tournament has the opportunity to grow as big, if not bigger, than other East Coast tournaments, and I think it would be a perfect fit for the Elite Eight at some point, hopefully next year.
Cool. Yeah, man, I'm excited. Well, hey, Camper, I invite you to do that history. I mean, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, obviously, but for who I am as a person, like I would love to be able to see like how far back can we go with winners, how far back can we go with getting a photo. I just, that is what your tournament is that makes it different from everything else, and that history, if we can participate in that and be a part of that history, that's very special to me. And I know that other tournament directors or coaches out there, they find value in that. So I'm excited to be able to learn more about it, dude. But man, thank you so much for joining us again, Camper. I appreciate it. Sorry we got started a little bit late, but that was informative and it made me want to go. So it was worth it.
Appreciate you, Camp. See you soon, man.
Yeah, see you guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, brother. Yeah, man, that's really cool. I like it. It's without getting a visual, without even interviewing who is running it makes a difference. It's a sense of confidence, and ultimately being able to handle, a tournament is not easy. You need help, and I'm sure he's got all the help to make it a great tournament. So yeah, I'm excited about that, man. Yeah, man. So let's see. Next thing we got is we're going to get into our Keepers of the Peace. All right, we got our tournament date coming up here, and let's see what information we've got. All right, so there it is. It's September 8th and 9th with our players party on the 7th. And that's our Keepers of the Peace National Softball Championships. It is a part of that Elite Eight, as we mentioned earlier. We'll take a look at the team list. So this is the updated team list that we have. This last show, we didn't have too many, but I had reached out to a few, and we were able to get them to commit. So I'm really excited about the lineup here. A lot of great varying majors teams, and then you got some gold, some mid majors in there. So it's a great mix of levels of play. We do 2 different brackets. We try to get 15 to 16 teams, which I don't know, bro. Yeah, right now we've got 17. So hey, man, if you're interested, at least reach out. Let me know that you're even thinking about it. That way I can kind of start to make some plans. But I'm super excited about Joe, the New York Empire. That's newly formed this year, correct?
Well, New York Empire it's a new name to a team that's been around for a little while. So that's basically the Empire is, for the most part, the New York Hounds.
Got it.
There's, with a new leader, Scott Waxweiler is the one who's taken over the reins of that team.
Okay.
There's a couple new faces, but for the most part, I'd say that if you looked at that team on paper, it's the New York Hounds.
All right. Yeah. So let's bring that one back up real quick, Deanna. So we're talking about Team Louisiana. I'm happy to have those group of guys too. They're not always able to make it, but whenever they are, they give a lot of great competition to the teams, and they're just, they're great guys all the way around. South Texas Gunslingers. We got Jude over there with a lot of these Border Patrol guys that in this newly formed team, and they've been doing really well. So I'm excited for them to show up to this tournament as they prepare for Vegas. So, West Coast Lawmen coming out. I was happy to be able to have, a team out from the West Coast coming out. And so we got our guys that are coming back every year. And it really makes me proud that they're willing to make this trip back to Texas. It just shows you're doing something right. Joe, I know you get that feeling when these teams keep coming back. Mm-hmm. And, puts a little pressure on you because you try to, you want to just continue to live up to their expectations, and they keep coming back. So every year that we do get them back, it's always a great treat. So happy to have you guys back again, man. Let's see. We've got a hotel update. We got the host hotels. We've got the Fairfield Inn and the Hampton Inn. These are the 2 that are closest to the fields. They're like less than 5 minutes away, I believe, from the field. And so that's how many rooms are left at those 2 hotels. You can tell them that you're calling about the Keepers of the Peace softball tournament, and they'll hook you up. One thing I want to be able to tell you about is we've got something special that we're working with Elite, with Los and Ryan and Cheyenne over there at Elite. And that is, every year we have a theme, right? We talked about it earlier with a cancer support theme is what we're doing. And here's what I'm going to do is, I don't like to show anything to anyone until I have it complete, but I do want to let you know that this year is my 5th year mark, right? For most of that I was given a less than 8% chance to live past 5 years with my particular type of cancer. There's not a cure. That's cool though. We're chugging along, and we're going to keep going, and hopefully something comes up, and we'll keep pushing forward past that 5-year mark. But January the 4th is that 5-year mark for me. And most of you have been along this journey with me in our circuit. So this year, I've noticed, quite a few people who are either going through or have gone through, a situation with cancer. And arguably, that it is a part of like the most feared set of words that you can hear. You have cancer. So I wrote this up. I'm going to be releasing it on the message board once I get the details ironed out. But basically, anyone that has gone through it, whether themselves or loved one, realizes, the importance of having that support group. And so what I wrote is I've been told that I have cancer twice, and I'm extremely fortunate to have had the support of my police softball circuit to help me get through it. Unfortunately, with this year within our circuit, people such as, Michelle Pickney of our Hall of Fame, and Sergeant Donut of Utah Metro, and Reagan, sweet little girl with Great Lakes. These people have all heard those words, and they needed the support of everyone around them. And in particular, our circuit always comes through. So the thing I often told people was that when I expressed to them, trying to help them, whether they had a diagnosis or were calling me for advice, is I just let them know that they're not alone. And I let them know that in this family, we don't fight alone. So that is the theme of this year's Keepers of the Peace National Softball Championships. With Elite Sports, we've created a special bat and shirt that'll give us an opportunity to show a specific person that they're not in this fight alone. And the way we're doing this, Joe, is and I'll mention this first, is that if you're not going to be in attendance at the tournament, I'm trying to work out, and that's what we're working on with Elite, is I'm trying to work out being able to pre-order this bat or the shirts. And you'll understand why here in just a second, but we're trying to work that out. In the end, this shirt, we're coming up with the design now, but we want to submit the name of a person that you want to either honor, show support, as a tribute. Submit that name in order to show your support. And we just ask that those names are submitted by August the 1st. Deanna, I'm not sure if you want them to maybe, I'm not sure how you want them to get a hold of us, but either way, we'll either put it out there. Maybe we'll put it in the details, or we might throw a little edit into this video since it's pre-recorded about how you can submit those names. Along with that is we have a unique bat. Joe, are you familiar with the Stand Up to Cancer that the major leagues does?
I am familiar with it. Yeah.
Yeah. So what they'll do is you make a donation. Ultimately, they'll give you a sign, and it'll say, "I stand up. I'm standing for." And you'll be able to list whoever it is or whatever it is, in support of cancer. So of them going through cancer. So this Family Does Not Fight Alone tournament bat will be a unique design, right? And what it'll do is it'll give you an opportunity at some point where we're going to have on there for you to fill in the name of the person that you are wanting to show support for, or tribute, or honor. So it's a very unique type bat that's going to give you that opportunity. At the tournament, we'll have markers that are permanent, that'll be able to that you can sign the name to be able to show your support. But of course, it'll have a cool saying. It's going to have a tribute on there. And then in the end, at the bottom, it'll have that "I stand for," or "I fight for." I'm sorry, "I fight for." And then you'll be able to put their name on it. So it's a very unique type bat. They loved the idea over at Elite. So I'm really excited. And I would just say, I think you should consider pre-ordering that bat, especially if you're not going to be at the tournament, because it's a limited number of bats that they're going to produce. But if we can work out the pre-order, which I'm going to let you know, we haven't worked it out yet, but I think we're going to be able to where I can give a link in a later podcast or post it on the message board. And you'll be able to go to that link and just purchase the bat. That way, when they're produced, you can get it shipped. Again, if you're not going to make it to the tournament. So I'm really excited about our theme. I think there are a lot of people who need that support, of course, in the current day. They're going through it. So I'm excited about that. It's going to be really neat. The Texas Rangers are going to be in town, just so you guys know. They are going to be playing the Oakland A's. That's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They'll be in, and I think we're on. We play Friday, Saturday, correct? Sunday we're off. Yeah. So if you want to extend it by a day and go check out a game, that'd be cool. And to let you know, we're doing something a little different this year. For those that have been to the tournament before and have gone to Big Al's down the hatch in Waxahachie, Texas. That's where we're going to be having our players party, our meet and greet. This is where we're going to have it. Al there is a radio host on a popular radio morning show, and Kid Craddock in the morning. And he is the one that owns this bar. And you can see that this team went over to the bar and ended up giving him the jersey and signed it, and he framed it. So it's very pro police. It's a neat environment. We can show Big Al here in just a second. Yeah, so that's Big Al there, and you can see in the background tons of TVs. They've got a stage where we did karaoke before, and they just built a new stage on the back end where they can have live entertainment, which he's toying with on one of the nights that we're going to be there. So,
Nice.
Yeah, man. So it's going to be a fun environment. You're going to want to get there early and have some fun on that one. Okay, on to the next thing is, Joe, we talked about this honor chair at our tournament. We've, been busy, been doing a lot of things. End result is we have an honor chair. For those that don't know, Cesar Ecce with Miami 5-0 passed, in the line of duty. And ultimately, we wanted to show, our tribute, our support to him and his family and his team, of course. And we started a GoFundMe for an honor chair. So we can show you a picture of this honor chair. And when somebody falls on the line of duty, these are customized. These are customized here in town by an officer who is with our San Antonio Police Department. And him and his wife started this organization. And it is awesome that they build these chairs. They're, like I said, totally customizable. Something that's very unique is that we are going to be, they have an ability now. Deanna, do you have I don't know if you have it's called Saving a Hero's Place is what it is. And you got Tommy Campbell that is the one that founded it with his wife. And so what they have the ability to do now is to actually build on site. So we were waiting for them to have this ability, and now it's there. So they're going to be driving this trailer down to Florida, and I'm going to head out there and we're going to meet them. And it gives the family, coworkers, and friends an opportunity to take part in the build of the chair. I think it's so unique, whether it's cutting the wood, staining the wood, placing the coin in there, the badge in there, painting the words, if Ecce had a favorite saying or something. I mean, it's just so neat how everybody can take part in it. It's built there, and then they're able to present it to the actual room that it's going to go to. So it's a very unique opportunity. We have collected $1,310, but we still have $690 left. I'm really trying to make it from our circuit and those involved with our circuit. In the end, like I told you, Audrey with Biotex, she would cover the rest of it, but I really would like for it to be from all of us. So that being said, we contacted Dan Potter, and Dan's going to be hosting a raffle. So the idea is to one of those specialized bats, the Keepers of the Peace National Softball Championship bat that we're going to be making. We're going to give that one away on this raffle, along with a pair of shoes. Now, I don't know if y'all know or not, but Elite just came out with these new turfs. So I'm going to get some of these. I have some coming my way so my team can get the sizes. I think they come one size up. So you got to order one size down. They're one size big, but man, they're a great looking shoe. They look comfortable. So I'm gonna grab some of these and get the right fitting, and then give it to the guys, and we'll order them. But in the end, I'm gonna be giving a pair of those. Actually, Los and Ryan are gonna be giving a pair of those shoes along with that bat to two different winners on this raffle. So
are you doing this raffle at your tournament, or is this prior to?
No, it's prior to. In fact, what we want to do is we want to be able to get to our goal. And with this one raffle, we're hoping to do it. I think we'll sell each ticket at $20. I don't remember how many, Deanna, we sell. Do we have to sell 30? 35. I think we have to sell 35 tickets at $20. And that'll be for the bat, and for, one will get a bat and the other one will get the shoe. And hopefully we can make up that distance. I can give them the money. They're going to go anyway, but hopefully I can just wrap that up, and we can get this done. We're looking at going in November. If anyone was interested, anyone wants to go and check it out. Awesome. But we're going in November is when I believe we're going to go up down to Florida and get this chair built. So if y'all help us out with that, Dan, thank you so much for hosting it for me. I'm happy. He's got the following. He does the drawing. He does all that. We're supplying the items, and he's doing it on his Code 3. So that's awesome. Let's see here. And then Joe, we're going to the St. Louis Show Me Classic. Oh, Deanna, I know we have that. We can do it. Yeah, let's do it. We're going to show this video real quick for those of you that want to know what this honor chair is. How cool is that, man?
That is awesome, bud.
Yeah, it's super cool. Tommy and Robbie Campbell are the ones that with Saving a Hero's Place. So if you guys like that, you're interested, you know, you can look them up, you know, support their cause. They have a banquet that's going to be like a gala that's going to be coming up soon. And but yeah, man, it's a great cause and a wonderful way to honor, you know, our fallen. So thank you guys at Saving a Hero's Place. Appreciate it. That's what we're trying to do. All right. So, all right. St. Louis Show Me Classic, Joe. Let's update it. What do we got? We got our team list.
Yeah, we just got a couple of updates. Nothing crazy at this point. Team list. We're sitting at about 19. We lost Stanislaus off the list, but we added a first timer, Necessary Force out of New York. So they took their place. We're still sitting at 19. I always anticipate maybe losing one or two of those teams off the list before the tournament. That just is what happens every year, which I get. And there is one more possibility that I'm possibly two, I guess. Minnesota Lawman's a possibility. They're still trying to work things out to get enough guys to come down. And then also Brawny's Angels out of California. He's working on getting a squad together and bringing them out as well. So we could be anywhere between 18 to 20 teams, I'm guessing, is what it's going to end up at. But I'm excited about it. It's a huge turnout for the St. Louis tournament, and a lot of new faces going to be there, and I think it's going to be a great turnout. So cool. I'm looking forward to it.
Cool. And then we've got your host hotel for those that are, you know, wanting to know. Let's see here. I don't know. Deanna, do we have anything on the host hotel? No.
So basically, you know, I got the host hotel set up. I posted it up on the message board.
Okay.
LHM, who we've been partnered up with now since 2017, great company. They run a lot of hotels in the St. Louis area, close to 20, I think. And they've been great to law enforcement. They gave us some great rates on several different options within close distance to the complex. So if you guys haven't booked your rooms yet, hop on there now, book them when you can. If by chance you guys try to book rooms and they say that the block is run out, get a hold of me, post something on the message board, let me know. If you give me enough notice, I can get some more rooms added to those blocks. But right now, there's just a set number of rooms for each one of those 4 blocks that is set up at the 4 different hotels.
Cool. All right, man. Well, I know it's always a great players party. I know they have the game that's usually going on, right? Got a game this year too?
Yep. We're still working. We're still working those details out.
Okay.
That usually doesn't get worked out probably until July. But yeah, it's the Cardinals, Rockies. They'll be playing each other. We're going to get a group. I'm going to get a group of tickets to bring everybody that wants to go to the game on Friday.
Yeah.
There'll be a players party set up across the street like usual at Ballpark Village, PBR. Which is a great venue. If you haven't been there, it's basically it'll be a pre-party for whoever's going to the game. And then after the game, if you want to come back, that place is going to be jamming. So,
cool.
But yeah, it's, it'll be similar to years past. If you haven't been there, I suggest heading down there for at least a little bit just to check it out, 'cause it's an awesome little spot. So
cool. Yeah, man. Well, I'm excited, dude. I'm excited. And this year I'll be able to go. I know
Good,
last year was
good.
a tough one, but I'm here this year. I didn't overbook.
You left me hanging last year, man.
I'm sorry.
I'm never going to forget that. I'm never going to forget that.
I'm going to make it up, I promise. But no, man. All right. Well, hey, I appreciate it, Joe. Thanks for joining me again. It's a short show, but wanted to get it knocked out before I headed out on Monday.
Short but informative.
Yep. Thank you guys so much for joining us again, man. On behalf of myself and Joe, y'all stay safe, and don't forget, man, that I got your 6.